Are you a dirty chess player? Is that why you came here to this video? Or did you come because you want to protect yourself against the bad stuff that can happen if you get yourself entangled with dirty chess players? In any case, this is the video to learn about the England gambit, or as I like to call it, the clickbait chess trap. So this opening, if you are rated say about 1,000 to 1,600, you need to know it. You absolutely need to know it, at least to protect yourself against the terrible, terrible things that can happen if you don't know it. And maybe also to use in a pinch if you really not want to win some blitz game, and that is if you are dirty enough. So let's dive into it. Let's see what's going on. So this is an opening that black tries to trick white. So let's say you're white. We'll see this from white's perspective, and white opens up with d4. And on move 1, black is already losing their mind and playing e5, which is a terrible move. And it is so easy to figure out what move you should play against this. You'll capture that pawn, obviously. There's no reason why not to do that. And I mean that, I'm not playing tricks on you. And from here, black develops this knight, and the idea is to attack the pawn. So what is the most obvious thing you could play against this? Well, you'll just protect with your own knight. Why not the bishop? Because we're not into like bros before hoes, but we are into knights before bishops. So we could also protect with the bishop like this, but we prefer the knight. Knight before bishops. So it's attacked 2 times, defended 2 times, no problem. White is doing awesome, just playing these obvious moves, and white is, well, has a pawn in the bag. Not winning yet, but very good position. So black continues with the terrible moves. This next move is just, oh, it's disgusting. It's so dirty. It's like moving the queen so early. Why? To maybe get this pawn back? And also, white has this super obvious and super effective way to just defend it. Like this, develop a piece, protect the pawn, control the center. Just white is just doing everything right. And black is, what is black doing? Black is being dirty. And will it work? Let's see. So here, white has defended the pawn, and black will throw this check. And that's a check, and that has to be respected. And this is the first time where the white player has to think a little bit, because with, you know, it's attacking the king, but it's a fork. It's also attacking the bishop. So let's, you know, as a white, you can't just put the knight here. You will lose your bishop. But it's okay. You'll just retreat with the bishop, attack the queen, and no time for black to pick up this pawn, because it's now only defended once. So this is all fine, and it's just these obvious moves, and black is violating all these principles, giving up a pawn for no reason, moving the queen out too early, moving the same piece so many times, losing a lot of tempo. But there is a method to the madness, although it is a dirty method. So here, what black is going to do is just to capture this pawn, and this attacks the rook, and that's a real threat. And but as a white player, you have no problem dealing with this, because you have just been playing the obvious move on every move, and every time it has been the best, and you are like have a tremendous positional advantage, a material advantage. You have the pawn. You maybe even winning now. So you'll just play the obvious move again. And what's the obvious move here? It's putting this bishop out here. It's also kind of aesthetically pleasing. Like many people just also like to play aesthetically pleasing chess. And it's nice how this bishop attacks the queen, X-ray protects the rook, and is protected by the knight, and the knight is protected by the rook, so they're going around like in a circle almost. But now it's not so good, because every time white played the obvious intuitive move, and it was the best. And this time they played the obvious intuitive moves, and it is losing now. This bishop move is losing the game. And it is because of this bishop. And that bishop will come out like this. So that's a pin. That's the whole point. Now this bishop can't capture the queen, because it's pinned to the king, like so. And white, like, I used to play this opening when I was just starting out as a chess player, and somebody said, you learned this opening and it will help you get some wins in blitz games. And I did. And let me tell you, people were so confident in this stage when they didn't know the opening, and they played this, and they almost without thinking, they played queen out here, saying, I have no problems. I will defend this bishop, and when you capture like this, so I will recapture like this, and I have the same thing going on. Take the queen, X-ray protect the rook, queen's protected by the knight. Everything is absolutely fine here, except that it isn't, because can you see the terrible move that black will play now? Checkmate. There's nothing you can do. You can't get out. You're just attacked by the queen like that. Can't get out. Just trapped in here in your own castle. So that's what can happen if you don't know what to do. So what should you do as the white player? Okay, so in this position, after black captures this pawn, like, you are still doing okay. You're still doing really well, actually. So, I don't know if you're winning the game by force, but it's probably pretty close, because black has violated all these principles and just has only like this queen developed and perhaps this knight, but I don't know. It's not going to end well. But you have to know the right move. So you don't move the same piece twice and moving the bishop out. And instead you develop another piece. So you solve your problems like this. So you see, now the queen defends. So as a white player, you're close to having solved all your problems. You have to know the next move. So black is going to hit you with this one. And what you want to do is, like, you want to, at some point, expose the weakness of this queen. So it could be tempting to play something like rook here, attack the queen. But you have to, let's say you do that. There's the problem, because this check is a really big problem, because the white king can't go anywhere. So the only legal move here actually is to capture, and you'll lose your queen. That's the losing position. Now, what you want to do after you are hit with this threat is you want to protect this. And there's actually only one good way to do that, but it is winning. So what you do is you play this move. And now we see the folly of black's plan, because there's only these two pieces. It's attacking with two pieces, attacking an army of 16 soldiers with 2 soldiers. Is that going to work? No, that's not going to work if the soldiers coordinate, if the white army coordinates. And that's what they have done here. And now, I mean, there's nothing more now. Like, because let's say I'll kick this knight away, and then let's say black tries something like that. Kick the knight away, expose this weakness, go on. But it's so easy to just win all these tempos against the black queen, and also these knights are really close, both of them, to this fork right on this square here. So let's see, you know, and you just have this huge lead in development, and from here on out it should be pretty easy to play against, because there are no more real tricks for black. So you just do what, you know, play natural developing attacking moves, use your giant space advantage, and yeah, just steamroll black from this position and punish them for being dirty, naughty chess players. Do you want to learn more about chess? And would you want it to be in like high production value videos like this one?
Chow played queen to h4, sacrificing the bishop, because this queen is ready to attack!
That's what we do here at Outray Chess. We make what we think is really nice chess videos. We make a lot of them all the time. And yeah, I'll do a YouTube end screen right now, and there you can just click on something, or just go to our channel, subscribe, like, do all of that stuff. If you didn't like this video, remember to dislike it. And if you really didn't like it, dislike it twice. But if you liked it, give us a like, give us a sub, go check us out on all the social media stuff, all of that. Yeah, we'll be back soon with more chess goodness.